My brothers and sisters, hello. Welcome back to Soul Talk. Thank you so much for stopping by and tuning into this frequency. Something that I will share with you if you are going to be tuning in to my frequency in a way you are following me, right? And from tuning into this frequency, yourself, your life will start to change simply by adapting your way of thinking to what I express. Now, I will tell you why I have this ability to do so and to affect certain people in a certain way, or maybe all people in a certain way. I am a channeler for the source. If you do not know what that means yet, it's something that I will explain in time. But I do not feel the need to hide it or to sell it in any way. Okay? So I will tell you this. I am a channeler for the source. A lot of things come from a culmination of this life experience, the lifetime of experiences before me, and there's a certain amount of remembering that happens because I have opened myself to source, to spirit, to life, and to love. If you are around me, you may see that nature flows through me, with me, and I flow with it. This is because I have opened myself in a certain way in this lifetime, and maybe in all my lifetimes in a certain way. I have done this as well. Your perception creates your own reality. This is true. Your perception of your reality is not wrong or right. Exactly. There's a certain amount of universal truth, that which is love. So, as long as you try your best to greet each and every person you meet with love, embrace, and kindness, then, well, you have the ability to impact. You also have the ability to impact in a negative, seemingly negative way. But it all comes back to positive as well, because that is the, let me flip this over so you can see. That's the yin and yang. That's the paradox of life, is it not? To experience both happiness and sadness. One cannot exist without the other, for how which would you know? Darkness is the absence of light, and light is light. There's a certain amount of things that come from knowingness, and things that resonate within your core of your being is because you know this as well. We all have the ability to be channelers. Maybe not in a constant. Maybe that is a certain power that some of us hold. Maybe it's a certain power that some of us can attain. I choose to believe that. Right? But I recognize that maybe there's a certain amount of things that I'm good at, right, in this life because of my experiences. If you do not believe in past lives, I don't know that this is the channel for you. But I am able to recognize that there are some things that may resonate with you here and other things that do not. That is not of my concern. No longer will I, nor should you, hide parts of ourselves for fear of sparking a certain something within someone. Okay? At a soul level, at a spirit level, at a heart level, and at a conscious level or unconscious level. People decide all manner of things. What they decide to apply to their certain human experience, it's not your concern as well, okay? That which hurts us is a choice that we make on some level, conscious or unconscious, soul, heart level, sure. We have emotions that flow through us. It's important to know that there is an emotional body, that which we very much feel to be true. There's also a pain body, that much we feel to be true. The truth is love. It is not the fear, it is not the pain, it is not the emotion. It is all derived from the love, that which you are. Right? I choose to believe that many, many beings that are aware and awake in a certain way on this planet do not do the things that they do in an effort to hurt anyone. This is myself included. Okay? I have the ability to spark a certain emotion within you. You have the ability to spark a certain emotion within me. Whether you believe this or not, it's just true. So in part, you have guided me to where I go. In part, I have guided me to where I go. But truthfully, it's all connected to spirit. The spirit, that which moves me, the spirit, that which moves you. I believe that at a soul level, we choose certain relationships that reoccur either in this lifetime or the past or the future as well. Time exists, but not in a linear form. It's not straightforward, right? Our beliefs are not always straightforward. They are so much more complex than we even realize. And when we start to dive into that, it can be very scary because we fear the unknown. Even myself, I'm still afraid of bees because I have never been stung by one in this life. There are certain parts of me that may always be afraid of certain things that I have not experienced yet. Excuse me, I'm still sick. And I will be taking the necessary rest that I need in order to get better, so to, heal my personal human vessel, right? So that I may continue to live the life that I live each and every day. So, anyways, at a soul level, we decide each person to be called back to, right? We're drawn to a certain energetic frequency that another person vibrates at in each and every moment. The moment is ever changing, yes. You take one step and it leads you to another place, right? This is a simple thing to understand. But what made you take that step? Was it a thought? Was it not a thought? Do you even think about it? Do you even think you think about it? I realized yesterday that part of me made a decision to go to the Potami waterfalls because of a certain energetic being on this planet that I personally feel a huge connection to, and many other people feel a connection to him as well, because he's opened himself up for that, because he's a special being, as we are all special in our own ways, right? And there's no right or wrong in that, okay? Someone that I find to be special, you may not That's my soul's decision. But the Spirit, I believe, calls you to certain parts of the world. Spirit brings you to certain parts of the world. Your heart brings you to certain parts of the world. Our hearts are all connected. Our hearts are all connected. We are all one heart. We are all soul family in a way because we have souls, right? And some energetic beings on this planet have a certain amount of awareness, and that's just what they've accumulated or been handed in this life. It's at a soul level, at a conscious level, at a spiritual level, what they have agreed to for that life experience, right? So, anyways, in part, I was brought to Potami Waterfalls because of something that this person shared, and my spirit felt called to go there because I wanted to see things through his eyes. I think that that is such an interesting thing that we are able to do. Although we have our own perceptions that create our own reality, we have the ability to see into someone else's perception, right? And, hey, maybe it doesn't even look the same when you describe it to them. Maybe it does. And sure, in part, I wanted to go there, because it sounded fun, right? Because it seemed like it was beautiful. Well, there are beautiful places all over the world. Each and every place and space that you are in can be beautiful based off of what your reality is. Now, there's trash all over the planet, right? I'm not really sure, unless there's a certain amount of beings that have taken a certain amount of energy to keep that specific land trash free, that is truly, unpolluted, right? Because some unaware beings on this planet will treat this planet as if it is a trash can. The beings that are brought to this channel, you probably already know this, but I'm just saying this for all of us to remember. This planet is not your trash can. It was a beautiful, perfect place before human beings did a certain amount of things that they felt were right to do, or they had the right to do. But this planet is perfect. This nature is perfect. And maybe there's a certain amount of connection that we can have just through nature, right? So we must see the power in nature, and we must see its ability to heal us and heal itself. That's the other thing, is that were we to leave it right now, were we to all go somewhere else and leave it on its own, it would heal itself over time, okay? But we've done a certain amount of damage here, even when we didn't mean to. Some of us didn't mean to, right? At an unconscious level we did. We all have, because a certain amount of beings that are on this planet, a certain amount of waste that we've accumulated, if we were conscious of all of these things, maybe we could change it in time, and I really hope to believe that we can, because this is a beautiful planet, and one of our greatest gifts is just to be able to experience its beauty. And by experiencing its beauty, we are able to see the beauty within ourselves. Because other than that, how would you have anything to compare it to, right? What is beauty? What is love? Well, love is a feeling. It's an energetic frequency at which we vibrate at, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It is in the consciousness and the unconsciousness. But beauty is beauty. It takes many different forms. Even through something ugly, it can be beautiful, right? Just like our emotions. Our pain can allow us to experience happiness simply by coming out of that pain. Wow. So we can have happiness for the fact that we are no longer in pain. And that's great. We should have that. So my spirit brought me to Potomac Waterfalls yesterday. I had my own human experience, and then I had an experience with other people, because when you put yourself out into the world, you then become a part of the greater story. Someone else's story within a story within a story. You are a part of mine, I am a part of yours, right? If we have met in the 3D, that creates a certain story. So I make my way through there, and with the help of other beings, I'm able to be lifted up. And then there was a certain point where I got to the waterfall, and I lifted myself up. But I left my bag down there, and I felt the need to have that bag with me. So I asked another being to toss up the bag to me, hand it to me. Now, one of them took my hula hoop up with him. He felt that was safer, and I agree now, looking back, but it's okay, no judgment. The other being thought, okay, I'm going to throw the bag up to you. My intuition said, don't do that. But I ignored this. I didn't say it aloud. I just said, really? And when it slipped through my fingers, the other being tried to catch it and stop it with his foot. He was right on the top of the waterfall. And I tried to catch it with my foot. And I fell. I fell through the sky. And when I fell through the sky, what I experienced, my reality, maybe you can understand if you've ever had a near-death experience. Well, I could have hit my head and died. But this being at the bottom of the waterfall caught me. Thank you for being who I believe to be a guardian angel in my life. That which allowed me to keep living this life. To experience you throughout the day. To experience other people throughout the day. To send love to family. My blood family, my soul family, all of you, that which I'm reaching right now. I wouldn't be here in a certain way if it weren't for that person. Now, he could have sworn that I hit my head. I mean, he really could have sworn that I hit my head. And the guy at the top, he could have sworn I hit my head too. I believe part of me did hit my head and I died. Part of me hit my head and I died. But I came back. Only the people in that moment that were with me could really experience that, and they didn't even realize it until later. In a different universe, I died. In this one, I lived. I don't know if you're ready to hear much further. There are things that happened later that night. Things maybe I don't have the ability to fully explain to you in words yet. But I laid on the beach with them that night, last night, and we experienced the earthquake that happened in Turkey. I felt it on the ground. We all did. And although it was far enough away, we still felt it. It didn't hurt the part of the planet that we were on, but we felt it. From so far away. We could have been on the other side. We could have been in Turkey. We could have died. They could have been in Turkey. I will tell you something. These people that saved me, they're Turkish. They came here. For what reason? Many of their own. But in my story, to me, what brought them to me was to save my life. Thank you. Thank you all for living your lives, for being here. It's hard. Sometimes. It's hard. Plenty of times. This is the human experience. We feel so much, so deeply. And even the happiness can be very intense. It's all intense. It's a dense planet. There's so much that we experience that is higher than us. And you make the decision each and every day to live, knowing that it will be hard in many different ways. It's never truly easy to feel so deeply, but it is a gift. So, thank you for being. Thank you for being a part of my story, a part of the story of time, right? Because it's not just my story. It just is. It's the story of this life, and another, and another, and another, right? So thank you for showing up. Thank you for not quitting and leaving behind even when you feel that you could have or should have. You're where you need to be in each and every moment. And even though you have fears that may arise, every time you step out of that fear and into love, you take yourself to the next place, and that place is where you're meant to be in time. You want to change the future? By you existing, you are changing the future. Okay? Any of the things that I say here that you're not ready to hear yet, or that you need to hear over and over again, you watch this as many times as you need to, or you don't watch it at all. It's completely up to you, but you know that, right? So, thank you for tuning into my frequency. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for being. I hear you. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful night and day. Goodbye.